TPD releasing this 8-page initial police report today, but most of the information on here redacted. To some of the residents here, this pile of rubble that you see behind me, it's just that. It's the remains of a fire. The athletes who lace up their shoes are what draw in this big crowd of people, ultimately funneling in millions of dollars to Leon County. Upon arriving on the scene, first responders go through triage, determining which wounds and victims are most urgent and getting them help immediately. In this home that we're at right here on Brevard Street, it is one of those 44 potential demo cases with the city. We're on about day 5 of this, so when you talk to students on campus, you get that slight eye roll. They're sick about hearing these rumors and they're just ready for a decision. But it didn't look like this at other points in the day. Sometimes there was no sand, nothing.
What was the feeling like inside the Capitol?
Well, there was a lot of anticipation leading up to when they actually spoke. It's not the first time that the idea of consolidation has come up. It's been on the ballot 4 separate times, and each time failing. But you don't need to look far to find a city that does operate this way. Julie, Ben, there are about 940 city employees with city-issued cell phones. It doesn't stem from a number you see on the scale or the body type you see in the mirror. It all starts right here, a mental health issue many don't know enough about. Abby, that building, it's still closed off behind me. I'll step aside so you can see the tape still up, marking it off. Luckily, everyone making it out safely. Julie Eden, the Tallahassee Police Department is calling this investigation an active criminal investigation. TPD releasing this 8-page initial police report today, but most of the information on here redacted. Still, as TPD continues investigating, the campus is abuzz with talks of drugs, alcohol, and that ban stemming from this weekend's death. Florida State University, a school known for football. But students say it has another reputation.
Whenever I say I'm from Florida State, that's the party school.
A party culture some say revolves around Greek life.
So you just hear so many horror stories from years past, don't go upstairs in a frat house, just stuff like that.
Sororities and fraternities now under the microscope after the death of Andrew Coffey, a Pi Kappa Phi fraternity pledge. Plus, at least 2 other fraternity members arrested on drug charges. One in the same fraternity Coffey was pledging.
We have a cultural issue here that we need to deal with.
Thrasher announcing his sweeping decision to suspend Greek life Monday. He says responses are now pouring in from all over, statewide to nationwide.
Most people understand it. There are some who think that we cast the net too broadly. And my response to that is that, I want the entire Greek community involved in the solution.
Some on campus welcoming the action.
Obviously, you gotta do something to honor and realize that this is a problem within our university.
And hoping the startling death of Andrew Coffey prompts real change on campus.
Do I think that they're gonna fix it or at least talk it out? I definitely think that that'll happen, especially with the power that fraternities have, around campus.
Julie Eden, as far as the investigation goes, the Tallahassee Police Department says it won't make any decision on charges until an autopsy is complete, so this investigation could take some time. Reporting live from Florida State University campus, Mariel Carbone, WCTV Eyewitness News.
Continuing coverage live from the scene this evening. Mariel, how are people remembering the store?
Ben, to some of the residents here, this pile of rubble that you see behind me, it's just that. It's the remains of a fire. But to some of the bookstore's most loyal customers, this behind me represents a chapter in Tallahassee's history books. Behind the rubble, a few charred books peek through ashes. And then this.
When I saw the roses, I immediately started to cry.
Roses, a card of condolences, salvaged books.
This really was a place for us. This was a place for the Tallahassee community to come and learn.
The International Book Mine. It's one of the few places left that represent Old Gain Street. The area undergoing a transformation over the last few years. Old warehouses now replaced by student houses.
Tallahassee is becoming very different. It's not necessarily built around a community anymore, and to lose this hub as a community, especially for students, I don't know where we're going to go anymore.
Alicia Damiano and her friend Alyssa Ball, regulars at the store, saving what they could.
To come here and to see everything just utterly destroyed, I wanted to salvage any small semblance, any book, any even sheet of paper that looked somewhat salvageable, I want to put out here.
Including George Orwell's 1984, and signing the card left for owner Jason Hayes.
Yeah.
See, you have these flowers in this card here. I mean, what is it like knowing that people came out and did something like that?
Oh, that touches me deeply. I wish I had, a instant replacement.
But for now, a shrine of memories, all that's left of a local staple. Ben, the Tallahassee Fire Department, along with the State Fire Marshal's Office, are still investigating the cause of this fire. At this point, it's unclear how much property damage in numbers was actually caused here. Reporting live in Tallahassee, Mariel Carbone, WCTV Eyewitness News.
Mariel, how big of an issue do these vacant homes play in our city?
Abby, for some, it can be a pretty big issue. This vacant home, it was the scene of a terrifying crime just about 9 months ago. A woman allegedly abducted and raped inside. Now, you can see it's overgrown. A lot of the windows are boarded up, making it pretty difficult to see what's going on inside. But now the city working to either clean up or knock down these vacant properties. Garbage and overgrown grass. It's all signs of a former life.
I remember what it used to be in the yesteryears of this community.
Pastor Rudy Ferguson is a lifelong resident of the Griffin Heights community.
This is the home.
So, this one or the one?
This one.
He says vacant homes like this one are now plaguing the neighborhood, possibly attracting crime and violence.
It's had its moments.
So I guess when you come by and you see this, I mean, what sticks out to you the most?
What sticks out to me is that no one cares.
But it's not just an issue in Griffin Heights. A dangerous building notice sits on this home in Frenchtown. In several streets over, a collapsing roof. Homes citywide are becoming an outlet for illegal activity.
Whenever an abandoned home is just sitting, it has the possibility of becoming a haven's rest for all type of unscrupulous behavior.
Like what happened here. An alleged abduction and rape inside this vacant home on Brevard Street.
Either selling drugs or using drugs. We get a lot related to prostitution.
The city now looking to knock down the problem.
It's a significant enough problem that we feel that it needs to be addressed.
Cynthia Barber is an assistant city manager overseeing public safety. She helped start the Neighborhood Public Safety Initiative, which Ferguson is a part of. It's a community approach to tackle crime through cleanup and beautification efforts. Demolishing these vacant homes is just one part of that mission.
We've had a much stronger working relationship with other agencies, and they identify properties.
Keith Burnsett is with the city's code enforcement department. He says it's currently tracking more than 40 potential demolition cases. At least 16 have already been demolished, and another 27 are active demo cases. The total cost, about $5,000 a pop. Once that vacant home is completely torn down and all of this debris is cleaned up, next comes building a new structure here, one that will revitalize the neighborhood and keep it safe.
We can sit around the table and find out what can be done, maybe with the owner of the property.
But a replacement can only go so far. Community leaders like Allie Grant say the next step is up to the residents themselves.
The only way we're going to be successful and be able to enjoy our community, we as the residents have to take pride in what we have, such that we will be willing to do our job as residents.
Tearing down the forgotten past and making way for a safer future. Abby, Ben, this home that we're at right here on Brevard Street, it is one of those 44 potential demo cases with the city. But something important to point out, both Barber and Burnsett both saying that they're not trying to take anybody's homes here and just demolish them. There's a pretty lengthy process this all goes through, like contacting the owner, working with them to give them a chance to fix up the property. So a lot of steps before you see any demolition actually happen. Reporting live in Tallahassee, Mariel Carbone, WCTV Eyewitness News.